Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. What's up, man? Happy Wednesday. Yo, winning Wednesday. We are here, yo. We here. Nisi Pooh, I see you at the top. What's up, Taylor? Hey, yo, shout out to Taylor. Shout out to everybody who's on the project for the Healing Youth Alliance, y'all. We have finally come to the point where they are about to do their first inaugural event, y'all. And it's about to be amazing, y'all. Anybody and everybody who is somebody in Baltimore when it comes to youth engagement and dealing with young people, we talking about Baltimore City Public Schools, Baltimore City Police Department, juvenile justice system, nonprofits, churches, all that. Yo, about to be in there at their event, and those young people are going to be teaching them about mental health from a youth perspective, and talking to them about how they can better engage and relate to young people. Yo, that's about to be big. Yo, ain't nothing like that happening in no city, nowhere in America. This is about to be a game changer, yo. And they've been through a lot, y'all. They've been through so much in terms of just fighting the journey to get here to this point. So I'm just so super proud of y'all. I can't wait to see how this first event unfolds and to watch you guys just grow and to build this thing as a model for other cities to basically follow in your footsteps. So shout out to y'all on that, man. What's up, Cam? Chaos Smoothies, y'all. Last day of your birthday month, yo. What's up? Happy 17th birthday, yo. More life, more love, more blessings. Good to see you. Hey, Simone, what's up? How you doing? What's been going on? Simone, we gotta get you on some projects, baby. Like you be showing up. You be here. You consistent. So it's time to get ready, step up, man. Start doing some projects and stuff, yo. And we definitely got more coming, yo. Keon. What's up, Keon? Thank you for the text, checking on me the other day. Always good to see you. Always all love, Keon. What's up? Breezy Breeze. What's up, Breezy? Y'all, Breezy is on the Healing Youth Alliance, yo. So she's in partnership with Taylor. So she's on that group, that mental health group. And also Chaos Smoothies too is on that mental health group, y'all. So big shout out to y'all. What's up? King Core. Yo, King Core is working right now. King Core is on the project for the food insecurity video team. He's actually on site somewhere with the rest of his team members, yo, and still tuned in. That's what's up, yo. That's love. What's up, King Core? Yo, that's a big deal, though, yo. Yo, I can't wait to see your video. The script that y'all sent in the group chat, yo, that script was fire, especially that last line where y'all was like, take your time. No, take a break, take your time, make your money. I'm like, yo, that was hard. Yo, good job. I can't wait to see that video. I already know it's gonna be a banger. Hey, Ma. Y'all see my mother in here. What's going on, Ma? How you doing? Hey, Ma the General in here. Yo, shout out to Ma the General too, yo, because him and Trackstar, y'all know they are the president and vice president of the Hopkins Youth Advisory Board. And they pulled together a meeting with their adult support, us, and basically kind of laid out some things that they want to do differently on the Hopkins Youth Advisory Board, which was all good stuff, all leadership stuff. So shout out to you, Ma, just for having the courage to still stand in that place and to get things done and to move the youth advisory board forward. And y'all, we have not forgotten about y'all. People who still haven't gotten pay cards, if you're on the youth advisory board, we are working on those pay cards. In the meanwhile, though, working out a system where I might go ahead and cash app y'all for some of the previous meetings that you attended. So, and if you don't know what the Hopkins Youth Advisory Board is, and if you want to know more about it, you might want to potentially join. Hit up Martin General, y'all. He gonna tell you all about it, y'all. He the VP out this joint. What's up, Tay? What's going on, Tay? Always good to see you. I hope your mom on here too. Hey, Tay, mother. I know you somewhere in the background. Peeping. What's up? There she go, Miss England.
Hey y'all,
What's
what's
up? Yo, you got that Indian virgin and yo, it's looking good.
Thank you, girl. I know how to make it mine.
I know that's right. Yay,
You know.
Simone, you was on that project with Miss Caitlin. Yes, yes, yes. We got to get you on more. That's what's up. Yo,
Hello, Heartbeats and Heart Smiles family. I want to give a shout out, though. I have to do a shout out.
give me a shout out, yo. I just gave some shout outs. We
Yo,
love it.
so shout outs before we get started to my Heartbeats family that supported me this Saturday in the community event of giving out food. We served 150 families. And I'm really, really just happy to be a part of a team that when they say you got some people that have your back, it's more than a team, it's a family. Where they just drop up and just show up. And even if they say, what you want me to do? If it's holding the box or just being there to have just sit with me and just talk to me through the chaos. I just want to let you know I appreciate you all. Y'all are amazing, and I thank you guys.
That's
That's
awesome.
one. My other shout out is to the young man that's going to really kill me, Naeem, because I didn't do my thing yet, and I went to go look for Naeem, and guess what happened? I can't find it. So can you send it back to me, please? And I have a business opportunity I want to talk to you about. So check that out. Based off of me being not obedient into what you asked, Naeem, I got to be obedient and provide you an opportunity. So when you get a chance, definitely reach out and put Miss England respond so I know it's you because my inbox be going. So just say Miss England respond and I got you. So I just want to give you a shout out to say I apologize and I wanted to put it on a form because I know I'm holding your project up based off of my lateness. So I just want to apologize. So sorry about that.
Nah, he ain't about to blow a gasket. he ain't on he ain't on it yet, but I already know he gonna blow a gasket. But
Please,
that's
can
what's
you tell
up.
him to go
He
back and
he
watch my
deserved the
apology?
opportunities, yo, because
Oh, I already know. I
so
love his
talented.
assistant. So yeah, he's about to be a part of the graphic design team of England Enterprise. So
Woo!
we're gonna see if he accepts it.
Oh, he accepted it. We done already accepted on his behalf, yo.
Don't do
That's
that. I already got James, so he'll be like, "You just be accepting them all."
yeah,
Yep,
we got to, yo. We got listen. Imagine them two working together.
beast. I
Naeem
don't even
doing the
know.
apps and the website, James doing the designs.
That's what we looking at right now.
Yo, what?
When I thought about it, and Joni, honestly, I just got to be real serious with you, like really sister talk. When I thought about when we talk about developing people, right? When I opened England Enterprise, I thought about you, and what I say that is about when you met me, I was in another capacity, but what you did was you seen something in me. And you pushed that, and then you pushed me a part of you so I can grow in certain areas. So I said, I gotta do that to I gotta do what you did for me because it allowed me to grow my gift, grow my purpose, grow my passion. And I figured if we do that, everybody when they get their own business or whatever, then we are sustaining our community by providing them not only money in their pockets, but we providing them some goals in life to look forward to, and then a network of people that can possibly give them a career and they can leave us and do great. So what is going on? I can't hear you. Why are you so low? Turn it up. But that's what you did. And I don't think you did that authentically. I don't think okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, we're gonna leave it alone because I'm gonna go back to my stuff. But I just wanted to let you know so that's why when I see people's stuff, I pull them in. So thank you for that leadership. Girl, I love you, but I don't know why you sound so low, and I'm trying to figure that out. I can't hear you. Can y'all hear her? Or can you hear me? But you so low. How you do that on the Mac? Oh, how do you turn the volume up, sis? See, this is why I need young people with me all the time, and De'Ara left me. Let me go to my settings, y'all. I'm sorry, because I want to hear, and I have something good today. Oh, I found it. Sound.
Now they trying to say they can't hear me, y'all. Now, cause you
How you just go down like that? I don't know what happened. My sound just left. Can y'all still hear me?
I can still hear you. I just muted and unmuted. Wasn't nobody saying nothing until you said that you couldn't hear me. Now everybody saying, yeah, you do sound low. I could
Now
barely hear
I
you.
can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Now you get what's up, Karan? Karan said she sound low. Now he's
Yeah.
like, we can't hear y'all, so y'all can't hear me, yo.
Now we can, but at first I thought you was in the tunnel.
That probably was my icebox saving me.
Oh, well, it saved you, boo. That's why I was like, did she turn it down?
Yeah.
No.
That because my icebox, no, I can't do stuff like that, especially if I don't have no warning.
Oh no, yo, I gotta give it to you real, because that's how you do it.
I know, but I can't do real like that. It's too
But
much.
it's real.
It's too much for my little icebox, yo.
Yeah, you doing God's work, y'all. Not only for the young people, but for the adults as well.
Thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, I don't take none of the credit or nothing like that, but I do appreciate it. Like,
No, this one you got to, because nobody else did that for me. So you got to take that one. That one you taking, because nobody else did that.
now they talk, now they can hear me.
I
Yo,
told
I
you.
can't stand y'all, yo. Now y'all bye, yo.
Oh my goodness. So, babes, now that we can hear my sister, let's go back. I don't know what's going on with the light, and I'm trying here. Just know. I'm trying. So, like, I'm with the sun, then I'm not. I'm trying. So,
I know. Where is Stinker supposed to have you hooked up?
man, Stinker said, "Ma, I'll be back." Okay, I said, "All right." We have England Enterprise meeting after this. As long as she back by then, we good.
Yeah, we good.
We good.
Yo, now my mother talking about I can't hear.
Can she hear you now? Because I can hear you.
Hey, Ma, stop playing. Can you hear me now?
I hear you. You had me all going into the settings and all of that, and the whole time was too. Girl, don't be stressing me out. Stressing me.
Oh, now she can hear me. Okay.
All right, so now we can get ready. All right, y'all. So today, what we gonna talk about? You know, COVID has been a lot, and one thing we always talk about is distractions. How do we work around distractions? How do we show up as our best self? Well, today we're going to talk about self-esteem, about how do we love who we are. The person that wakes up every morning, maybe don't brush their teeth, maybe don't have no hair in their head. We got to learn how to love ourselves. So let's have that conversation. So wait a minute, excuse me. She asking me questions. I'm sorry. Grandma, okay, thank you. I'm online. I'm sorry. That was Corey just walked in on my grandma. Tell me, I need a moment. Okay, got it. All right, so I had to take my moment. That's my coping skills. So back to the self-esteem, I do truly apologize. I wanted to go and just throw some things out there, and I want us to just listen for a minute. And one of the things that I'm gonna say first, and I just want to listen and give me a little bit of feedback is when you hear certain things, I want y'all to pause and just tell me how y'all feel through the chat, and me and Jonah, we can go back and forth. So the first one says, I am strong because I know my weakness. I am strong because I know my weakness. Let's think about that. What do that mean? Because I know where I come from. If you show your weakness, that means you was a punk. So now we're saying that we strong because we can identify our weakness. So we're going to go back to that after we finish this, and we're going to talk about that. Then the other one is I am beautiful because I'm aware of my flaws. You're beautiful anyway. Who cares about the flaw? But what does that really mean? Because so many people so pick when you put a picture up, they ready to tear down. Like, oh girl, you gotta fix this, or you need to do this, or and then there's now I'm taking the people's opinions and putting that based on how my body or how my face or how my hair may look. Because society said I had a flaw. Let's think about that. I am wise because I learned from my mistakes. I'm telling you, I listen like I learn every day. I'm still making mistakes that I'm learning. So let's me be really honest. But these are the things that we're gonna just have in the back of our mind as we move forward. So when we talk about love ourselves, one thing about loving ourselves comes back from past history. And what I mean by that is it comes back from the people that been in our lives for so long from the day we was born, where everything they say matters, right? We always say words don't hurt. That's a lie. Words do hurt. And we have to identify what that hurt feels like and to stop and pushing past and say, all right, it is what it is. No, it's not what it is what it is. Because what happened, we push it and then we get by ourselves. We start thinking about that and it gets into our mental. And now we have a flaw with ourselves because somebody said something and we didn't address that feeling now. So we learn something about ourselves at an early age, right? Could you be your dumbass? No. Some people say that when we're young. Sit your dumb ass down, right? Or I'm sorry for cussing. Oh my God, Mom, I'm sorry. Mommy, I'm so sorry. It could be, you know how people always say, mind your business, right? So now as you learn that you always in somebody's business. Just things that we learn are negative things that are attached to us as we grow up, that we heard when we were young, that we attach. So now that we heard so much that we may be dumb or we in business, what happened? We fall into that title because we like, oh, then that's what's happened. And it's not that we want to do that. It's just that you constantly heard something that'll make you felt like, man, I'm never going to be nothing. So I'm not even going to try. Because since a kid, I've been told, sit my dumb tail down, right? So that's what happened. So we have to think about that. We really have to think about that. We must know, we must learn how to change the narrative of who we are, but not for the world, but for us mentally, right? So that means we have to change the story that's in our mind. A lot of us walking around here and you see me just now and I'm fine. But when you look at, take away the hair and everything else in our flesh, you may see people in bars trying to get out because I was a prisoner in my own mind. Do that make sense? So y'all don't see it, but I have inmates in there fighting, going back and forth in my mind because I became a prisoner. So this how it happens. It happens because based off the continuing conversations or labeling you have been since you were a kid. And when you get older, you start, now that I'm a teenager and now that I hear it, now you don't even know constantly, you're acting out the behavior people said to you for years. If that makes sense. Any comments?
Yes, yo, comments is blowing up, yo. Like this is such a deep conversation. Let me go up, son. Taylor was like, I'm still figuring them out. This was earlier when you were asking the question. She was saying that she's still figuring some stuff out. Marta General said, I feel like that means you can hold your feelings in and you can put your emotions to the side. Karan was agreeing, saying that that's facts. Mar said weakness is mostly feelings and emotions. And Breezy said it's hard loving yourself when your whole life people have been making you feel low and making you hate yourself. Whew.
Don't I know?
Yeah, and she said loving yourself comes with a lot of forgiving. And
yes,
the general sometimes things that people say blocks them from living their self. Yo, that's deep, yo. Shout out Cool Kid. What's up? I see you.
Yeah, and we got to go back to Mo said about weaknesses, emotions, and something else.
Yeah, weakness is mostly feelings and emotions.
So I don't want to say that's a weakness. And I'm going to tell you why, Ma. The issue is people told us that all our lives that we don't never feel. So we walk around with all of this stuff in us because we not feeling, because all our life is like, get over it. I mean, you need to just get over it. And people look at it as a weakness. No, You got to feel what happened at the moment. If somebody hurt you right then and there, if we say, you know what, my boyfriend cheated on me, girl, I'm all right. And I keep it moving, but I know deep down that I'm hurt and I never address that, it's going to come out in another way. It could be I'm at work doing my work and I just get emotional about something and it comes out in an unprofessional manner at my job. Do y'all get it? Because I'm so emotional because I never addressed it. But if I addressed it by myself, and see, that's the thing that I learned too. You don't need people to address your feelings. You don't need the people to validate them. Because, I was a person, I had to call everybody, tell everybody how I feel. No, don't. Talk to yourself. This is how you feel at the moment. Because what happened, we start getting other people's opinions, it get back to us or how we feel about us. So now if I talk to somebody about my man just cheated on me and I have these feelings and I'm hurt and maybe I still want to be with them or whatever that looks like. But because of what you say, I'm going to just not say nothing and take on your advice because you're part of society and that's how people are going to look at me. Can't do that. Listen, I lived it for you. Doesn't work. Because what happened is every time you get in a situation and you go to people, it just make your head be more confined with more prisoners. Because all what happened is you having different people opinions and judgment and it's all in your head and you trying to figure out which one should I go with. And the whole time, you ain't trust yourself first. And that was my issue. I trusted everybody else's advice before I trusted my own. And who knows what Chanel emotions feel or what she go through and what she do every day but me. So why go to somebody else and ask about how they feel? So when we talk about real conversations, when we talk about having real things about your life, we have to be very honest first about who you are. But don't be honest with HeartSmiles. Be honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, we don't go home with you. We don't look at, the mirror with you. We want you first to identify your feelings. Because what happens when we don't feel, when you see a black man get stopped over for a car and he didn't do nothing and he gets angry, it's not because he was angry at what just happened. He was angry a long time ago because he already know he has a target. He already know he's a target. He was angry a long time ago because his people are getting killed in the street. But when the police see him at that moment, what the police think is he's angry at the moment. And he's aggressive at the moment. But that's not what happened. If we would address those issues before he got in front of that police and stopped, because you never know when it's going to come out, what would have happened, he would have had a better experience prayerfully. Whoever it is, I'm just speaking general, it would have a better experience because mentally they're in a different state and they understand things happen because they already dealt with, I'm a black man in America. Do y'all got it? Do that make sense? Okay. So I want to go on the chat before I go off on my next.
Oh, your chat is blowing up. Like it's really some good stuff in here.
Put on your phone.
Marta General said, growing up, I was always told that you is to be seen, not heard, and that I had no
that.
While adults make the mistake and think that we dumb or we don't have no sense and they judge us for things. Yeah, please.
Listen, whoever said that was my mom is, oh goodness, almost on 70. And one of the conversations, and this is so real. I love y'all. I come to y'all. This is our living room table talk. It got real with me and my mom one day, and she made the comment like, well, I wish she would have did something like what I'm doing now. And I said, Mommy, I just want to be honest with you. Remember when we was young and you used to say kids are to be seen and not to be heard? She was like, yeah. I said, what you did was broke my silence. What I mean by that was you kept me in silence. And she said, what you mean? I said, because you didn't know what I was going through. Because you always said kids are to be seen and not to be heard. So you thought what I was feeling and my experiences was disrespectful, or you thought that I couldn't go through nothing because I was a child. So now we here And you wonder why we have this, we love each other, but it's a clash because you never knew who I was. And I learned who I was through those experiences when you told me to be quiet. So now you have children that's my age, now they're grown, who've been quiet all their lives. It's like, I can't do it no more. So yes, we have to change it. When your children grow up, let them have a voice. Listen, let them have some, when you create a safe space, it's okay. Anybody else before I move on, Joni?
Yeah, you got a lot. I was about to go and let Maud know that we didn't get a chance to do your mirror exercise. He was asking about that because COVID hit before we could do that. But that would have been a great one. Breezy got a deep comment. She said, when things happen to me, I will hold it in because I felt if I showed emotion, it made me feel soft or made the person feel they had power. And when people asked me what was wrong, I would break down. So yeah, you can't hold things in because it will come out.
It will come out. And reason, if you can, if you don't want to do that now and break down in front of people, find a way that when things happen and people are around, that you can exit. And no matter where you at, you can exit and find a safe space and let your emotions out. Because what happened when we stay in a space with all of that chaos, what we feeling become anger. It no longer emotions of sad. It be just come anger, and it comes out at the wrong time in the wrong place. So we gotta. You have to figure that out. But I'm gonna just go. I have an exercise, and I'm gonna go through the exercise with you guys. And if you would like this exercise, I will definitely send it to Joni. This is not mine. This is something that I took off the internet, but I used it when we were in person. It's the self-esteem exercise, and it just help you guide of how you think the way you do. And we'll go through this together today. So the first one says, excuse me, write your beliefs you learned about yourself when you were young from your mother. So what beliefs I learned from your mother, your father, your siblings, and friends. So when I read this, I was like, beliefs I learned. Let's be real. Do we ever sit down and talk about our values at a table or what we believe? I think when I did this in person, I came home and had a conversation with my kids about our values and what we believe. Because I was like, I don't think we ever did this. So when you say, what did I learn about myself from my mother's beliefs? I got it empty because I don't know. And I'm going to just be honest because we never talked about it. So let me just say what I assumed. I assumed that I know she loved me. But far as what I learned about myself, that no matter what, I got to make it happen without her. That even though I was a kid, I still had to make sure gas and electric was on. Right? So I learned responsibility early from my mom. From my father, because he never knew who I was, I lied all my life with my mother. We played some, we'll talk about this story another time. I learned from my father to love unconditionally. So I learned the beliefs from my mom, no matter what, I got to make it happen. From my father to learn unconditionally. My siblings, I learned if let my 3 siblings right now, they would probably say that I'm about money. And they said that ever since I was a kid. That I don't do nothing unless I'm benefit from that. And this is real. I'm telling y'all my real. This is from kid to now. My friends was always, I was two-faced. They didn't understand how I can go from professional to popular growth. And this is from a child. So these are the things I got in my mind as a child, right? I got my siblings, you only do things for clout. My friends, you phony, because 1 minute you over there and you talking like us, and the next minute, you trying to do some, and it wasn't at the time community stuff. It was like, now you over there talking to the drug dealers about how to make the neighborhood clean, right? So it was like, how do you do that? My dad just showed me love because my dad was just lovable. He just was a great dad. My mom, based on her own addiction, it just allowed me to be strong on my own. So that was the number one question, what I learned, right? And we're gonna go down how that works. So let me see. The next one was, oh, my teachers. I'm gonna be honest. I had fun in school, and that's it because I don't remember none of them. I hate it. I know. Don't look at me like that, Johnny. My teachers, honestly, I can't remember, but I know I was a finesser. What I mean by that, I know how to smile and make my teacher smile. So if I was late on a project, I know how to make it done. They'd be like, not Miss Chanel, not my girl, you know. So I played them like a fiddle. But they were the things that really made noise in my mind of who I was. So going through that growing up, what I got from that was, am I phony? Do I do things? I start questioning myself when I did things for the community and youth and families. Because it was like, am I really doing money? Is I'm really doing these things for money? But then I thought about it, like I do need money, but I'm not doing it for money. So it kind of played in my head for years, y'all. Like probably maybe 3 years. I kind of let that one out my head, and we'll talk about that. But it was kind of like that. If my own siblings think I'm about money, then am I really about money? So that was that conversation. My friends about being two-faced always thought like, is I'm really two-faced? And I'm not really a friend. So I found myself, because of those two things, really shaped how I became as a 20, my 20s and my 30s. So what that mean was, for my friends, I seen myself, because I never wanted to be phony, going beyond doing things because it's like I don't want to be phony. Then I seen things for me doing stuff with families. It was like I'm not doing it to be seen. So I started doing things that people never knew I'd done. So a lot of my partners that I do things with, they know I do things, but people don't know, because then now it's like I don't want nobody to know. And I think that's why I tell people, like, you ain't gotta say I did that, just give somebody else a shout out. And I think that comes from that conversation saying I do it for money. So when I say how those messages came in my thoughts daily, those are the things that were daily in my head, because those are the things that I care about is people. So it was always, is I'm doing it for money and I'm being phony about it, right? And once I learned who I was, and let me be real honest, still in the process. Once I'm learning who I am, I realized I do what I do because I just love community, families, and I love people. Even when I was in high school, I was having parties and walking to different communities and just meeting. That's just who I am. And I realized that I can't I can't take what people see of me based off of whatever they deal with and taking it and say that's who I am, right? Because they was basically saying you're phony, you out here just doing stuff to be seen. So when I realized that that's not who I was, I had to go through a whole thing about what that looks like, right? It was, okay, Chanel, so you're not doing it for money, but you need money. So how do you build your capital to making sure you don't need money, but you still supporting people? Because you never want to seem like I'm only doing it for money, right? So when I say that messages really do be in your head and you had to figure out how to tell them to open up the door and let it go, these were the things that I had to deal with, to say that's not who I am. I'm not going to accept it. But when you're growing up and you constantly hear it, your mind already accepts it because it's constantly coming in your head. So you already a victim of taking it. The issue is that we have not learned young is that when we hear it, that we don't accept it. That say that's not who I am, but thank you. Right. That's where I want my children to be. So at an early age, it's like I hear it, but that's not who I am. You have to address it, and not even with people. You have to address it with yourself immediately. People say, "Oh no, you crazy talking to yourself." It's not called crazy. It's called you modifying the statement that you just heard to make sure it aligns where you're going in the future. That's not crazy. That's restructuring your mind. That's strategic planning mentally. It's not crazy. Don't ever let nobody ever tell you that. So you really just trying to figure out what's best for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. The issue is that we have so many noise in our minds saying that's wrong. You can't feel, you can't do that. All of those things with things are barriers so we won't get to our true purpose. If our minds is in chaos, if we constantly have distraction, you will never get to what God has for you or whoever you believe in will have for you. That's just point blank, period. It's designed from we was born to be in chaos. It was designed when we were born to be in these things. So when you die, people still gonna have mental illness. People still gonna go through it. The issue is how do we come up strategically with strategies that even if they go through it, they're not losing their mind doing it. That's it. That's all we want to do. And learning how to love ourselves to the point that we love ourselves so much that we say, I'm not even going to put that on me because I love me too much. I'm not going to put myself through going through abusive relationships. I'm not going to put myself through dating more. You have certain things you just have to learn. It's just not alignment. We just accept it, right? And it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's a part of my life. No, we accept that. Don't mean it's aligned. It's just you accept that. So we have to learn how do we remove all of those barriers. Barriers still come. I can't tell you every day it's a battle that I have to mentally deal with because it's like I want to go back to the ocean now, where the ocean now did not love herself, didn't understand who her purpose is, and she relied on other people to validate her? Or do I stand tall today? And so that's every day. That's when I open up an email and somebody might have irked my nerves. But I got to respond as the new Chanel, right? Because you irking my nerves, it wasn't from the email. It could be some other triggers that I have to figure out. All right, Chanel, why is this email triggering you? Right? And then I have to figure out as I go through my process and then I keep it moving. That's what it looks like when you're mentally growing to the next level. Any questions?
Man, you got a lot of great comments in here. And I just want to thank you for this conversation because I think more than anything, it highlights the whole concept that you got to grow through life. And it's like you never really reach this place where it's like, oh, I arrived. But you always are growing, you always are learning. And even you as an adult, like you still learning and you still growing. Like that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, because people think, when I was young, I'm gonna be honest, like when I was young and I would see the pastors, the community leaders, and I would look up to them like, oh, they got it all. Like it's like, wow. But then I'm thinking you get to a certain point, you don't have no more issues and everything is fine. I just wish somebody would have told me, like, listen, that's not life. They always say, get a good job, go to college, get a good job, and you made it. But nobody tell you all the things that how to maintain to stay in college, to maintain a job. How do you maintain these things? How do I maintain my mental? How do I go to work if my light's about to be cut off and I just got this going on? Like nobody tells us that, right? They just say, do these things and you will be successful. But if you ever think about it, it never talks about your mental health. It just structures of how to get material things. We got to change that.
Yo, and I'm so glad you said that because that's exactly what the Healing Youth Alliance, their first event, is really going to be talking about this whole mental health thing, especially from a youth perspective. So we get in people who are youth serving organizations and individuals. And after this first event, the goal is for them to hire them to come in and do these sessions and workshops so that adults can learn from young people how to work with them from a mental health perspective.
Because they don't know.
Yo, it's about to be a serious model for other cities to come. It's about to be a big deal.
It should be. I think it's a big deal. It should be. And and I think I would love to see the faces of the adults that don't accept the information from young people. So you got to be prepared for that because you're going to be sitting there and some people is going to battle and debate because they don't agree, but that's okay. You know what? I'm learning because they ain't get it. That's why they ain't sitting on the Zoom right now because they don't get it. That's why they ain't meeting with Joni because they don't get it, right? So that's fine. They go somewhere else. They can stay at the meeting, but we know we on a mission to do certain things. And it's okay, y'all. You're going to meet people that I got friends that ain't for when I talk about this stuff, they be like, girl, shut up. And it be okay. Because guess what happens? Months later come, she not, I'm going through a lot. Yeah, because chaos, dysfunction, can't live through it. All we can do is remove. We can go to another space in chaos and dysfunction, and we can move here and go there. But until you get grounded with you, you're going to always be like this. You ain't going to never stay still. So we got to.
That's real right there.
Yeah.
That's real. And I like the fact too that you pointed out, it don't matter your accomplishments. Because for me, for a long time, I thought that people on the other side of the world, like I thought y'all was gravy. Y'all got these bachelors, y'all got these master's degrees, y'all got these positions that y'all was just appointed to, like versus me, I had to work for mine because I didn't have none of that. But whole time, come to find out, like,
they trying to be like you.
Yo.
But see, that's what happens when you talk about, when people talk about 2020, they talked about everything except how people are changing on another level in business. They talked about, we're going to do this for 2020, we're going to do this. But what happened was 2020 shut y'all down. And so what happened, those who are really doing the real work is showing, because 2020 is definitely a life-changing thing. Definitely life-changing, right? So when I hear people talk all the time, political or whatever, and I never hear anything about mental health for youth, I already know that you ain't for what I need. I don't need to have a conversation with you because I already know. Ain't no need for me to ex the partner with you, because I already know you're not a part of the 2020 when we talk about changing our young people's lives, changing my friends' lives that look like me, changing the trajectory of their children, changing generation curses. If you ain't talking about that, then what we got to talk about? What we got to talk about, sis? Nothing. So again, we got to work on us, right? Because even, I don't know who watched the debate last night. Okay, you seen the debate. So let me just be very honest. I love reality TV because it's entertainment. Last night was entertainment. Okay. And I say that to say, go back to loving yourself. We have somebody that's over the whole world, right? Money is not an issue for this man. And I had nothing to give him. If I was his friend, I would talk to him about a therapist. But because things people didn't address, it came out on both ends. And I'm going to tell you why. It's things that people didn't address when they were younger. We could tell Trump been bullied when he was younger. Because what he do? He bullied that young guy. And you could tell Al, his component, he's a very soft-spoken person. So he used to people not respecting what he said. So what he do? He got quiet. Did he fight him back when Trump kept going back and forth? No. He just got quiet.
Hold on, who you talking? You talking about Biden?
Yeah,
the same one that called him a clown.
Yeah, he didn't get quiet, but he didn't go back, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that let me know he's used to being combative and not responding when it gets heated, right? You see what I'm saying? To where Trump, we could tell he's been bullied and took the behaviors from a child being bullied and brought it to his career. Because he was taught when he was young that you are number one. You got to remember his history, his family, that he was born in money. So he already had a whole different status when he came in the world, first of all. So he was already a head man Joni of the game of the industry, first of all, right? But then you bring into now whatever else he been through as a kid is now coming out when he's in these forms because they are triggers that bring you back to a child. So no matter how much money he had, how many hotels he had, how matter he's the president. When y'all looked at him last night, what did you say? Right. Right. What did you say? I just want to say that because I want us
Right.
to look at adults and their behavior during a time that's a serious matter. You're talking about taking care of a country from suffering, from people suffering, from pain, from the vibe. You're talking about a lot. And you see two adults. And what I did was look at behaviors. I didn't even look at nothing else. So that right there, and I have nothing, I do have something against Trump, but let's go not talk about my political issues. He's a nice man, have no, but we're talking about, for example, what it looks like when you talk about power, when you talk about money, when you talk about at his fingertips, he can do what he wants, but he's still in here and something ain't right. So I say that because we go back to what Joni said. Don't matter what position you in. Don't matter how many degrees you have. You could be homeless, but if you love yourself, you could be at peace sitting in that call box every day. To the man that could have all the money in the world that ride past you every day and got everything and go through hell and have all these distractions and can't concentrate and don't have no peace. And he's trying to figure out how this home. I get it all the time. People try to figure out, how do you have peace, England? And all these things going around you, how you got peace? And I said, because I learned to love me. I learned what my peace was. I don't need to take a trip to go nowhere for peace. Because when my friends, we was talking about this, she was like, girl, you got to go away. And I said, no, I got peace in my house. I have peace everywhere I go. She said, what you mean everywhere you go? Everywhere I go. It's me. I don't need to go nowhere for peace. I can go somewhere for entertainment and enjoyment, but for peace, peace could be with you. You don't have to find it. You don't have to go to another island to look for it. It could be right with you. So comments, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You got them going off about Trump.
You
Crazy. You got them going off about Trump, but
I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to.
no, you already know that's a very, very sensitive
I
topic. But I think
apologize. We was not talking about the political aspect.
no, I know, but you know they gonna go there. They dragging them.
Don't drag him, y'all. Don't drag him. He's still a human being at the end of the day. And sometimes we are not equipped with some things that we supposed to have in a mental space. So what I say, don't drag them. You never know who you may be in the future.
Yeah. And see, that was my point right there. Like when I see stuff like that, I just kind of envision our young leaders who are eventually going to be able to take those spots.
Yes, they will.
You know,
if we dragging them now, then that means that we're not really even focusing on what we got to do, so that way we can be sitting up in the president, and then we could drag them. But right now we got work to do. We can't drag on nobody. Even me. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I can't drag on nobody. I'm still working on me. Listen, all I can do is be honest.
Yo, I love it, yo. Taylor said that politics and government was her favorite topic in school. So she loves politics. So I told her we might have to get like a youth political section.
Yes, listen, so sidebar. So I had to look up, please don't judge me. Well, we had the living room. We good. So I had to look up like the whole governance structure because I'm watching this show called it's like the person is the last survivor. He worked in the government structure and somebody blew up a building and it blew up everybody from the president, the vice president, the whole Congress. And so he was the survivor. And so he's now the president, never had no experience. So it got me into like the cabin. And so yeah, that'd be wonderful. Just to throw that out there. It's called Designated Survivor. That's what it's called. And it's on Netflix. It's really good. Because it make you think like, wow, what if that really happened? Who will be the next president, right? Because you're not being elected. You was, and now it's like the city is telling him like, well, how we should, it's not his city. The people that are left, that was a little, they like, how we should, listen to you. Like, you don't know nothing. So yeah, that's a good something to think about later.
Yeah, no, I would love that. I mean, and not really to like debate the sides and all that, but just to get young people involved in the process. Like, you know how many more young people we can get registered to vote? We're having like a session like that where they can come to get their thoughts out, be educated, and all that type of stuff. I think
Our
just
babies don't know. They really don't understand. I don't remember. I mean, being y'all age, I don't remember me understanding why I should vote. Really. Nobody never said, and if they did, it was like, oh, girl, bye. But somebody your age saying these are the priorities, these are the things that we need, it's a little different. So I think that'd be a great form. A great form. Any more comments before I go to my next thing? Because we ain't got enough time, y'all.
I know we never have enough time. Yeah, no, we can go to the next day. You just talk about Trump, you know.
Oh, God. So once you do those things, so what we did was today was we identify the people that added to the voices in our cages in our mind. So that's whoever that could be. It could be your parent, it could be your teachers, it could be your friends. And then what we did was understand that those voices does not make us. They does not break us. And but we have to learn how to talk back to the voices so we can change that residence in our home. So when they used to be a prisoner, they ain't no prison no more, right? So now you in a home of space of peace in here and you're no longer in jail. So that's what we're trying to get y'all to go to. And so what they're saying is what we need you to do for you is figure out and write this stuff down, the things that encourage you, like certain messages, what makes you feel like it changed your life, certain quotes, or anything that is that you can have at your fingertips. Because it is times sometimes we may wake up on the bed, they said this bed side of the bed or whatever. It's just sometimes we do wake up with these feelings. And I don't want us to not address them. We're not in a day no more where, girl, it is what it is, keep it going. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Them days over, they do hurt. Sticks and stones still do hurt, but words hurt deeper than sticks and stones, actually. Sticks and stones hurt me temporarily, words hurt permanently. So we got to make sure that when we are talking and we are having these emotions that we are addressing them. And it's nothing wrong. And honestly, people around you not going to understand these changes you're doing mentally, and it's okay. But they will come back and ask, how did you get at peace? So make sure you have your strategy because mine may work, but you may made your own where you can support a group of people with your strategies and tell them, this is how I got through this. Yes. I love Winter Wednesdays. I love it. I really, truly, truly do. So now when you look at, now when we ask the questions, are you strong? Like I did at the beginning. You are strong. You are amazing. Do you know your weakness? You may not know them now, but guess what? When you do, you're going to work on them. Right? Because that's what I did. When I didn't know my weakness, and I'm going to be honest, y'all. God is so good. My weakness was my strength. I hated writing. I hated doing anything with program. And now that's all I love to do is write about a program or help a program or policy. I love it, but I hate it. And that was my weakness. Like, oh, I hated it. And so now I see why the enemy made it me to hate it. I see why, because that was my gift. But one thing about a gift or anything you have, you got to work on it. Yeah, we born with gifts, but God said you got to make it perfect. You got to practice every day when you can. It just doesn't come that easy. So yes, we are strong. And yes, you will know your weakness and you will work on them. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with having weakness. People going to ask you that on when you go for a job. They're going to say, what's your strength and what's your weakness? And you know why people ask? Because they want to see if you say, I don't have no weakness. They're going to be like, oh, that's one of these people that's going to know it all. They think they got all the answers. They don't know that they wrong. Right? So it's okay to have weakness. It's okay. I am beautiful. All of y'all are beautiful. We aware of our flaws. We don't have flaws. We don't have flaws. We may have a distraction. I mean, people might think we have a flaw, but Society say we have flaws. We don't have a flaw. Just because I'm thicker and got shaped differently, and that don't mean that's a flaw. A flaw for who? Because I'm curious to know. It's not a flaw for me, honestly. So let's stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that. Be your original self. Show up as you. Stop showing up as the representative. I used to do it all my life. People never really know who I really was until the last year when I went through the process. Yeah, too. I went through the process. I am wise because I learned from my mistakes. Y'all. I used to say, God, why do you? I seem like I went through everything that anybody could think of: addiction, children young, children fathers. Gosh, people just getting on my nerve at work professionally. When I say I've been through every scenario you could think of in my life, I have. But now I see why. I don't even want to say they my mistakes because I learned, and I swear to goodness, everything I went through, I am blessed that I did, because I never would be as strong as I am and wiser to be here to have these conversations. So you are wise and you will learn from your mistakes. And guess what? You're going to have more mistakes. So that's my thing for today. Love yourself.
Yes, yo. I love this so much, Miss English.
I love
Yo,
y'all too.
this is amazing. And you know what? When you was talking about like weaknesses and stuff like that, I think it is definitely connected to the whole thing that we talk about when we talk about being accountable
Yes.
for stuff.
Yes.
Because it's some people who they might not know what their weaknesses are. And when their weaknesses are brought to them, instead of owning it and trying to learn from it, they want to make excuses and want to try to put on a defense mechanism
Because we wasn't
that
taught
don't
that
help you
somebody,
grow.
right, but we wasn't taught that friendship mean that I gotta hold you accountable. We was taught you supposed to ride with me if I'm wrong or not. And that's sad because you gotta hold people riding right with people nowhere to the end street, to a dead end. Because we not holding each other accountable. So now, because I'm in a different mindset, I have to hold my friends accountable, and not saying they had to be held accountable to my standards, because I believe into their dreams, I'm gonna hold them accountable for their stuff. You said you want to do this and you didn't do it. I'm gonna hold you accountable for it. But I'm not rocking with you no more when I know you're wrong and you ain't doing nothing all day long and I'm just coming chilling with you. I can't be that friend no more.
Exactly.
I'm just saying I can't. I can't do that no more. I can't ride with my friends and see them run into a dead end. I just can't do that. I gotta hold you accountable. So even that was hard for me because me and my best friend been rocking since we were 5, and it was always ride or die. And we got the same name. She just light skinned. So it's just like now that we are in a space, one thing I love about our relationship is that when she grow, we come back and have these conversations so we can grow together. And we had to have those conversations like, yo, we growing up, we got to hold each other accountable, different than we did when we was kids. You know what I mean? We had families and generations coming behind us. So definitely that's a conversation, but maybe I should make that for next week, because I don't think, because we were taught to be quiet and not snitch. We were taught that you ride or die no matter what. In communities, in urban communities, we have to unchange that, what accountability looks like.
That's why we be 300 plus murders in our city. That right there, what you just said.
Yeah, because we were taught that. But again, y'all gotta remember, it was designed for us to be taught that. So let's erupt the symptom. Let's erupt the system, which means is it was going fine. Let's fight against it. Let's go back with it. So what that means is, as we learning these things, we fight and erupting the system, because now we open up something to your mind and say, I didn't know I had the capability to be my great self. So now the system is saying we got to find another way because they're getting smart. Let's keep erupting the system. Eventually, it give in. It might take us 20 years, but it'll get in.
Yes,
I'm
let's do it. You got a jewel for us, Miss England. You've been dropping them all night for real.
Yes. My jewel is, because I gotta say this: be you. Show up and be you, regardless of what people say. You want your hair green? Show up with green hair. Who cares? If you love it, that's all that matters. Learn to love all of you, from everything on your body, from your head to your toes. God didn't make none of us perfect, but one thing I love about being born, and I'm sorry because I'm only talking about my God, but I'm talking about who you believe in, right? One thing about being born is it's amazing how all of us different by a fingerprint. So why you want to be the same? Because you put our fingerprints down, they can identify us because we all different. We was born that way. Be you. Show up and be you. And we gonna love you anyway. So that is my journey.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss English.
Y'all make my Wednesday. I'm telling y'all, my Wednesday is like a Sunday. So I get filled up with you guys and it keep me going on for the week. So I love you guys for continuing to having me and all of my chaos in the back. But we love you and y'all have a good day.
Man, we love you more. We see you next Wednesday.
Yes, and Naeem, hit me up. Have a good one, y'all. Bye bye.
See you, Miss English. Now, if you heard her, hit her up, man, so you can get that thing done. Yo, but did Miss England come through or not, yo? Winning Wednesday, yo. This is the reason why I love Wednesdays. But that's it, man. If you're hanging out with us tomorrow, I'll see you here tomorrow for Thriving Thursday. You already know, 6 o'clock. And if you're hanging out with us on Friday, Focus Friday, 7 o'clock on Instagram. Yo, and just real quick before I go, yo, Tribeca. If y'all don't know who Tribeca is, make sure y'all look up Tribeca. Big film festival company out of New York. We're going to be partnering with them soon to do an event. So it might be a project opportunity for people. So, but all right, that's it, y'all. Go be great. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.